welcome to this edition.
You're off.
Good morning, everyone. Good thing these guys keep track of me. My microphone was not on. But anyway, welcome to this edition of the Lewis and Clark County Board of County Commissioners public meeting. And we generally commence this by starting with the Pledge to Allegiance. And I just am waiting for everybody to get ready, set, go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I like to think about the words in that when I say it. It's important, particularly in these times of anger and rock throwing, and that's, you know, just over at the Public Works Department. Let's see, we do introductions. I am Commissioner Candace Payne. To my left is Commissioner Thomas Rolfe.
Good morning, Chair Payne.
And there's Brandi Spangler over there. She's our recording secretary, and she's going to make sure that everything gets taken care of here. To my immediate right is Commissioner Andy Hunthausen. And we have the deputy county attorneys over here, Nico Hash and Keegan Shea. And then our world famous CAO, Roger Balls. We have a sign up sheet or a sign in sheet at the front of the room here. I hope you'll sign your names and let everybody know you are here and proud of it. We have consent action items, which will be presented by CAO Roger Balls. Roger?
Thank you, Chair Payne and Commissioners. There are 4 items for you to consider today. Item 2A is vendor claims report for the week ending April 11, 2025. Staff recommends approval of that item. Marni Bentley is here as usual, Commissioners. For item 2B is public meeting minutes for March 11, 13, 18, 20th, 25th, and 27th, 2025. Staff recommends approval of that item. Item 2C is Resolution 2025-24, ordering a refund of taxes, fees, assessments paid by Aaron and Tracy K. Daniel in the amount of $49.01. Staff recommends approval of that item. And item 2D is Resolution 2025-25, ordering a refund of taxes, fees, assessments paid by James and Devon Malizia in the amount of $3,165.03. And staff recommends approval of that item as well. Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you, Roger. Is there any comment from the commission or questions for our presenter? You all looked at this, reviewed it, know what's going on, right? Is there any public comment on any of these action items? Seeing no public comment, speak now or forever hold your peace. This is your only chance. Could we have a motion, please?
Chair Payne, I move to accept consent action items to A, B, C, and D as explained by Mr. Balls.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that we approve all 4 action items. Is there any further comment from the commission? Andy?
Nope.
Tom? Seeing none, let's have a vote on this. All in favor of approving consent action items 2A, 2B, 2C, and 2D as explained by Roger Balls, show your approval by saying aye.
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 If you don't want to approve it, same sign, passed 3-0. All right. And then, okay. Next item on our list is change order number 1, presented by Dan Karlin. Dan?
Good morning, Chair Payne, Commissioners. For the record, Dan Karlin, County Engineer. Today we're talking about the fueling and magnesium chloride systems at the Public Works facility. On December 31st of 2024, the fueling and magnesium chloride system project was awarded to Dick Anderson Construction for $966,808.36. The project generally consists of replacing and relocating 2 magnesium chloride tanks and the fuel above ground storage tanks. Public Works staff met with the project team from Dick Anderson Construction to develop change order number 1 to reduce overall project costs. Several items were removed entirely from the project, including the overhead fill station, the concrete fill station parking slab, and the demolition and removal of the existing magnesium chloride tank system. A new fuel master system was also removed from the contract because the existing system remains functional and can be used with the new fuel tank. The total reduction in project cost is $99,154.61, reducing the contract from $962,323.26 to $863,168.65. Staff recommends accepting change order number 1 in the amount of $99,154.61 and authorizing the chair to sign. And I do notice I have a discrepancy between the reduction, the 962 and the 966. I will get a clarification of that for you after the meeting.
Oh, I see what you're saying. The 966, 808.36 is in the first sentence, and then,
Yes.
aha, we got a little math problem here. So,
Chair Payne, Commissioners, that's coming back to me. So when we awarded the contract based on their bid, after we reviewed and were going through this change order, we noticed there was an issue in looking at the written bid number, and in our discussion on this change order, we were made aware that the number was misinterpreted, if you will. So it was, I believe it was a 7 looked like an 8, or sorry, a 3 looked like an 8, or an 8 looked like a 3. So that altered the actual final contract that was signed. Okay? Does that make sense? I maybe
Kind of.
didn't explain that very
were there any other bids on this?
There was one other bid on this, yes.
Okay. And does that make a difference in, by,
It did not.
okay. Commissioners, do you have any questions for John?
Chair Payne, for Dan.
For Dan? Yeah.
Do have a question for Dan. So, Dan, the ultimate amount that is being reduced, though, is the $99,154.61. That's the amount that the savings, correct? Reduction.
Chair Payne, Commissioner Hunthausen, the reduction is correct. That's the $99,154.
We can work with that number. And then I just had a couple of questions for you. The cost savings that have been identified in this, how will they or could they otherwise be addressed if the contractor is not going to address them?
Chair Payne, Commissioner Hunthausen. So I can try to step through these one by one. So the first one was removing the overhead fill station. That was in an effort to reduce the manual labor required to load and unload, or rather load our mag distribution trucks. So it was a separate set of pipes, valves that came over the top and dropped down into the top of the truck. The current system we use, you would attach a cam lock system and pump in from the bottom of the tanks or into the bottom of our truck tanks. That system will still exist on the new mag tank system. We were adding a secondary, more efficient system. It was at a cost, which we're going to eliminate. The plan is still in place. We're leaving the valving in place. So if at a later date we have funding available, we'll be able to add that system back in.
Okay.
And correspondingly, the concrete fill station slab was to ensure that we had consistent elevations for our trucks to sit on when we were using that overhead fill station.
Right.
So because we're eliminating the fill station itself, we're able to eliminate the slab also. So for an additional reduction, the demolition of the existing mag tank system, Public Works staff is going to be able to tackle that ourselves for another reduction in cost when we have, as time allows. And I believe the other one was the fuel monitoring system that was actually included as an additive alternate to the project. The successful bidders tank supplier included it in their original bid, which was noticed, observed, and we said we need to strike that back out because we did not want that included. So that was another significant reduction too.
Thanks. Just want an explanation for that and appreciate it and appreciate cost savings that we'll realize through this action. So appreciate it. Thanks, Chair Payne.
Just maybe for clarification for general public, could you describe the area where that's going to in the Public Works operation down there?
Absolutely, Chair Payne, Commissioner Rolfe. So the existing system is on the east side of the Public Works yard, which is at 3402 Cooney Drive within our secure facility there. We are going to move both systems, the fuel and the mag tank system, to the west side, which is near the west gate off of Benton, I believe is the name of the road. The fuel system will be a lot more convenient and efficient for other non-public works county operations to be able to access the fuel system. One of the additive alternates was a dual gate fence system in order to make that also secure even when someone was coming to get fuel. So for instance, our sheriff's department, our sheriff's office, they come and get fuel quite frequently on the weekends, even sometimes at night. So in order to maintain that secure facility, we wanted to add a double gate system, which was identified in our Public Works Master Plan. Unfortunately, we didn't have the funding to pay for that piece. So we're still going to move the fuel tanks over there with the intention of, again, when funding is available or identified, we're going to add that dual gate system to maintain that secure facility at all times. Oh, also, sorry, I forgot to add the magnesium chloride tank system will be moved from an outdoor where it's currently located, again, on the east side of the Public Works yard, to the west side, but it's going to actually be installed and placed inside the pole barn system that we have there where we keep our equipment out of the weather. So this will keep the mag system out of the weather, out of the snow, hopefully for a longer lasting system.
Okay. Thank you.
Dan, you always give the most interesting presentations. I really appreciate the detail and the knowledge. Good job. Any further questions? Let's see if is there any public comment? Seeing no public comment, we have a motion.
Chair Payne, I'd move that we approve the change order number 1 between Lewis and Clark County and Dick Anderson Construction as described by Mr. Karlin.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve this change order. Does the commission have any further comments? Seeing no further comments, let's have a vote. All those in favor of approving the change order number 1 as described by Dan Karlin, signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion passes 3-0. The change order is authorized. Fair Board appointment. Mr. Balls.
Thank you, Chair Payne and Commissioners. This is item 3B on the agenda today. You have the backup information on the memo in your attachments for the meeting today that was prepared by Brandi Spangler. I'll read it into the record for your consideration. This is regarding our Fair Board. The candidate under consideration does meet qualifications for consideration of the board. Greg Pace has been serving at the pleasure of the board until a replacement could be appointed. Brandon Pendergrast applied. Action staff recommends that the commissioners consider the applicant to a partial term that will expire December 31, 2027. Thank you, commissioners.
Is there any questions from the commission?
I do not.
Is there any public comment on this matter? Seeing no public comment, let's have a motion on this.
Chair Payne, I move to approve make the appointment of Brandon Pendergast to a partial term ending December 31st, 2027 on the Fair Board.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the replacement appointment of Brandon Pendergast. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 3-0. Okay, well, we have come to the part of this agenda where I am to ask for any public comment on any public matter within the jurisdiction of this commission that is not on the agenda above. Seeing none, this meeting is adjourned.